there are some I fell in love birds over there. Or I fell in love birds.
Yes.
Swap just went live. Oh, thanks, iPhone email alerts.
Okay, so I don't know. I can either, I don't know what she like better, like doing it on screen share here, and it's more timely, or doing it on
Here's fine.
here. All right. Oh.
Did you buy this game?
It was in an indie bundle. I don't know. Sure.
Paris. City of love, romance, and dreams. So they say.
Oh wait, can you hear
I
it?
used to say it too. But ever since that day,
Barely.
the day of the murder, I've always associated my beloved
understand.
Paris with
It's
death.
in Japanese.
No, it's not.
Yeah, I know.
Broken sword. Shadow of blah blah blah.
Oh man, this game's ugly.
You think so?
No, it's fine.
Facial expressions is like 2 people did only facial expressions. Jeez.
You don't know that.
Hmm?
It could be somewhere else in these credits. You don't know that. Have you been keeping track? Yeah, I don't see him anymore. They're probably just the facial expression guys. That's an important job. Someone needs to make convincing and hilarious faces.
I was at home having a bath when my editor called.
Collard, get your ass over to the Palais Royal now. You got an interview. With Pierre Carchon. Yes, the Pierre Carchon. No photos, so leave your gear at home. He asked for you personally. Don't ask me why. Anyhow, this could be big, so if he makes a pass, don't forget. Just smile, say yes, and keep taking notes.
So charming and so very apt. Pierre Carchon was a media king, a national hero, and one of the most infamous adulterers in Europe. He and his wife Imelda were just one step down
Looks
from
like
royalty.
a living comic book.
That's basically what
Whoa,
it is.
I hate mimes, but unless you
Are you in
humor them,
control
they
right now?
don't go away.
No. We're just watching.
Here I was,
Scary mime.
the palace of the media king
Is
and
he
the ice
the
cream.
bad guy?
I don't
The
know.
I
bad-
pressed the
The
doorbell
bad guy?
and set in motion a chain of
I'm
events
pissed off.
which would change my life forever.
Yes? What is it?
Madame, my name is Nico Collard. I'm here to see Monsieur Carchon.
Come up,
Since
we're
I
on
can't
the
tell if
first
it's animated,
floor.
you should let me know if it's like fluidly animated or...
Madame Carchon, it's a pleasure to meet you.
I don't know.
Yes, I'm sure.
The ice cream
It
was
is
certainly
fairly
living up to our
fluidly
reputation.
See, I can't tell,
Yeah.
but I'm just...
Will you be staying for the interview?
You played this 2
Mademoiselle,
times, 50%
I know
of the way
little of
through,
my
and you don't
husband's
remember if he's
business
the bad guy?
affairs, and I care
No, I just
even
wasn't
less.
telling you.
I certainly have no intention of watching him pore over yet another pretty little journalist.
Pretty. You're too kind, madame.
The talented and very beautiful Mademoiselle Collard. Such a pleasure to meet you at last.
Monsieur Carchon, I am honored.
Oh, I'm sure you are.
Call me Pierre, please. But I did not flatter you idly. I was a friend
Hey,
of your
hey,
father.
hey!
He
What
was a
kind
great
of gun
man.
did the
My
mime
father,
use during
he
the
never mentioned-
murder?
He and I were very close. And then his death. So
No.
tragic.
Huh?
I must...
A silencer!
Imelda, your damned cat's in my study again. Another Ming vase, I suppose.
Boom, boom.
Excuse me for one moment, my dear girl.
I made that up.
You journalists are getting younger each year.
Screw you.
Perhaps it's the rest of the
She's
world
kind of a
getting older,
freaking
madame.
bitch. By the way.
That was no cat.
God, what?
Oh no.
Monsieur Carson!
You're
He's dead.
dead.
I must call the police. You'd better stay here.
There was a man. It was the mime. Do you think he...
Well, I believe we can rule out suicide, don't you?
No wonder they called her the Ice Queen. She would have been top of my list of suspects if I hadn't seen the attacker myself. And if I hadn't come across a couple of murders just like this already. One of the
Come on
most
for the big
important
kiss.
men in Europe murdered. And here was I, Nico Coulard, alone at the scene of the crime. Should I wait for the cops? Or start my
Should
own
I wait for the
investigation?
cocks?
It was a no-brainer.
Wait for the cocks. Okay. Here we go. I don't know. So I've already done this before. So do you want to just tell me what to do? And then we can like...
Alright. Take his pants. Take him. You don't need him anymore. They don't need him anymore. Take his pants.
Give me your pants,
Take them.
sir.
Mimes and guns don't usually go together, but I had an idea that this was no ordinary mime. I'd come across this murderer before, and written about him.
The
The costume killer. At least that's what I'd called him.
He's gonna kill all the costumes.
Some people hate searching corpses for clues. Me, I'm okay with it. Reminds me of an old boyfriend.
Whoa.
A Cheeto.
In his pocket, I found a ticket stamped Bateau
guess
de la
it's a ticket.
Conciergerie.
I actually don't remember this,
Taking the ticket meant I tampered with the evidence. There was
I am
no
now an
going
evildoer.
back now. Carchon had been shot.
Thanks.
I closed his eyes. It was the least I could do for the poor fellow.
No, I don't want to close
I
his
opened
eyes.
his eyes. Best to leave the crime scene as I found it.
Huh.
I closed his eyes. I opened
Yay.
Yeah.
I
Stick it
opened his
in.
eyes. Best to leave the
Poke his eyes out. Whatever. Go back.
I took his ticket, basically.
Take
No.
the bust.
A bust of Pierre Carchon, humble servant of La France.
Curtain.
Take the moving thing. Yeah, exactly.
A small
Oh, damn.
round piece of glass had been cut out of the pane. This was a professional job.
Ah!
The killer must have used a ladder to reach the window. He was long
Oh.
gone. Guess he folded that ladder up, popped it in his pocket and took it with him.
Letters like that exist?
I don't know.
Or that was that a joke?
The bookcase was filled with
I
obscure
think so.
first editions.
Obscure first editions. Okay.
Pierre Carchon again. His eyes seemed to follow me around the room.
It says again.
I think
What
that's
a
everything in
clever
here.
video game. What a clever video game.
The police could turn up at any minute. Somewhere there were clues to the murder, and I needed to find them. The door was locked.
Locked. It's a desk.
A Louis XIV table with an antique cloth. Imelda had taste. But hey, with a husband that rich, taste is easy. A medieval pageant. Original, no doubt. The tapestry must have cost a fortune.
Yeah, don't do it.
I reckoned that cloth might just turn out to be useful.
Whoa there.
Even my fingernail wouldn't fit into such a small hole.
Okay.
Imelda had talent, but I certainly wasn't going to tell her that.
I love you.
It was a
Stop
tube of
it.
acrylic paint. French ultramarine. Just the color I was after for
I
my
mean,
bathroom.
blue.
I'm sorry, I have to go. Someone is...
Wait, did she say ultramarine?
Yep.
That doesn't make sense.
Young lady, what are you
What's your
doing?
color?
Oh, this paint. It's my favorite color.
For God's sake, keep the damn stuff.
What a bitch. Well, I guess her husband did just die, so she's actually sad about it.
Eat her. Eat her.
Let's eat her,
Excuse me, madame.
madame.
Yes?
Which one? I got 6.
Sure.
Sure.
Why would a mime want to kill your husband?
Pierre had plenty of enemies. Half the husbands in Paris for a start.
Bitch, she's like, I want everyone to marry, or everyone wants to marry me, basically.
How did your husband know my father?
I have no idea.
You didn't know him? Thierry Collard.
Pierre knew a lot of people I didn't know, most of them women.
I am so sorry
Okay,
for your
what's
loss,
the point of
madame.
that,
No, you're not.
She's
You're a
useless.
journalist. Journalists don't feel sorry.
Not true.
We shall see.
Tell me more.
Why did your husband send for me? What did he want to discuss?
I have no idea. His business was his business.
He never told you anything.
No, and frankly, I preferred it that way. This is quite a scoop for you. I suppose you're already inventing the headlines.
Just because I am a journalist.
Don't patronize me. You're all cut from the same cloth. Do you have any moral sense at all?
Which one?
This is a video game, so what do you think?
No.
Mm-hmm.
I certainly don't let it get in the way of a good story.
I admire your loyalty to your profession.
The police will be here soon, madame. Is there anybody you would like me to contact? Family, friends?
No, I have no family. Pierre and I were... He was all I had, really. Not much, was it? The dutiful wife. That was my role. He never talked, never let me in.
I know one thing, madame.
What?
Never let me
If
in.
you want to
Let
find
me
out
in.
who killed your husband, then
Sex.
you let me do the job. Not the police.
Why? How do I know I can trust you?
Yes or no?
Be a big fat.
Bad.
Because you have no choice. The police will take weeks, in which time your own life may be in danger.
What?
Believe me,
How's that
this
bad?
killer has struck before.
How is that bad?
And he will strike again. Who is to
Yeah, I
know
don't
that
know.
you are not
It's
next on his
evil
list?
choice.
I don't know.
Oh,
All
how's...
I need is
yeah, I
a
don't
few
know.
more minutes to look around before the police come.
I think perhaps you do have a moral sense. Of sorts. You're not a very good liar, Nico Collard. And I share your low opinion of the police. Here, take this. It's the key to the drawing room next to the library at the end of the hall. It was Pierre's room. I rarely went in there. I couldn't. I was too scared of what I might find.
Thank you.
Yay.
I promise you won't regret this.
Obtain the key. Alright, so... Let's go back over there. She walks too slow. Lee.
Makes it seem like I
The
can
door
see the game.
was locked.
Oh, I have to like...
Use item. Stop. Wow.
Now we were getting somewhere.
Ho ho.
Is she the narrator also? Is that what she talks?
I think she's self-narrating. Like narrating.
I didn't need the lights on.
She's talking
It was
in
light
second
enough
person.
already. The painting showed the Cachons together, in love. As the poet said, the past is a different country. Or did I read that in a fortune cookie?
Fortune cookie.
There was the very faintest of clicks.
Wait, there's another thing though. Whoa.
Behind
Hello.
the picture was a safe. The safe was locked. I needed
need
the key.
Use the same key.
Let's see. Oops. Meh.
We will.
It was the wrong kind of key.
What? Look under the
This
mat.
wasn't the time for me to lie on this sofa doing my Marie Antoinette impression. Though it is very popular at parties, especially with gay guys. Don't ask me why. As expected, the desk was yet another priceless antique. Yawn. The blotter and in tray had clearly been
Blotter
placed
and
with
in tray?
mathematical precision.
Mm.
I didn't want to take the tray, but I knew that I could use it. I didn't want...
But you're not taking it.
My heart skipped a beat. It was a carved elephant. But not just any carved elephant. It had been
A
made
unicorn Indian.
by my father.
elephant.
I knew for certain because in my apartment I had its exact twin, carved into a box he had made. So Carchon had known my father.
Must
They
have
really
been
must have been friends. I decided to
Must have
take the
been
carved
one and the
elephant.
same.
It clearly meant nothing to Imelda.
She took it without using her
I
hands.
didn't need a sheet of blotting paper. Not while it was blank.
I like how it's just like you click on something here and she assumes that you want it. Not just to like examine it or anything.
Well, she'd be right.
Locked. Not surprising, really.
Okay, so what are we doing now?
Say the phrase. Say the phrase.
The phrase?
Click it. Click the couch.
The couch? I thought I already did that.
This wasn't the time
Oh
for
yeah,
me to...
gay
No,
people.
Yeah.
Shut up.
Let's see.
Say the phrase. Stick
Because
the
it-
elephant in the
A
tiny hole.
magnificent...
Yeah, I know something can go in there. Yes.
Paint.
It wouldn't fit.
Paint can go in there.
Paint.
It wouldn't fit.
It wouldn't fit.
It wouldn't
Oh!
fit. It wouldn't fit.
It wouldn't fit.
Oh!
It wouldn't fit.
It wouldn't fit.
It wouldn't fit.
Well, let's see if she knows anything. Oh wait, I can use a telephone?
Do it.
Did you find anything useful?
Should I tell her about the elephant?
Yes.
This carving. Do you know anything about it?
It was Pierre's. What does the statue have to do with...
Please, I need to know.
He was given it by a friend. Something to do with Africa.
He never explained any more.
It's an Indian elephant. Look at its ears. It's so
But
tiny.
I think it was important to him. Always on display. Why?
It was carved by my father.
Oh, I see. I didn't know.
Just one thing. I know this is going to sound strange, but did your husband ever mention, did he ever talk to you about a penguin? Or a snowman?
What? I don't understand.
He never mentioned people dressed up as penguins.
Nico, I don't know what you're talking. My dear,
I don't
you
understand
should
either.
go before
I know,
police
right?
arrive. There will be many awkward questions. I am grateful that you stayed. You've been so kind.
Please, call if there is anything I can do.
I'd misjudged her. She had every reason to be bitter, living with a guy like Carchon.
From the sound of it, no one and
I don't
nothing was safe
understand.
around him. Maybe I should have interrogated the cat after all.
Okay, so I can use this phone.
There was no one I needed to fraud.
Okay, I don't need that. So we're missing something. Anyway. Where should I go?
Say the phrase.
What phrase?
Paint some more.
Okay.
Imelda had talent, but
Blah blah blah. Okay. Paint on the paint. No.
Well, was that her that said that or you?
That was me.
Oh, okay. Click on the hole again and on here.
Oh, in the
That's
window?
Pierre Carchon.
Yeah.
This?
Ladder jokes, ladder jokes. Ladder jokes.
I didn't want to cut myself and leave blood on the glass. Call me old-fashioned,
That's not
but I like to keep my
a-
DNA to myself.
Okay, the one that's actually over here.
The killer must have used a ladder to reach the window.
Oh, she didn't say anything about the pocket.
The joke was not finished.
Did we
Paint
miss something
all
on his
over him.
body?
Pierre Carchon
Paint
was
all over him.
There's just that.
No, not
Carchon.
that. His tie.
You've been shot. Oh!
His tie.
Hello.
It was
What is
one
it?
of my hair clips. My
Hair
favorite, in
clip.
fact.
Hair
It
clip.
must have fallen when I
Hair
was
clip.
knocked down.
Hair clip.
Let's do it to cut his fingernails off.
No, dude. Hair clip. To like.
Oh, put it in your hair.
Or
Ruin the
wait, you
painting.
gotta. No, not that.
Unlock the door.
This.
Aha!
Uh-huh.
Nico, you are just so damn good
You're
at this
so
stuff.
good.
Instead of comforting Imelda, I was ransacking her flat.
Why? Because there was something going on here, and I had to get answers before the cops arrived. And hey, she'd been rude to me, so she had it coming.
I have to say that the narration is kind of disjointed. Like, the sentences don't flow that well. I'll just flat out
Sounds
leave this
different
open
from her
now.
voice.
Hmm?
Sounds different from her speaking voice.
Yeah, like her thinking and speaking voices are a little different.
Say the phrase. Say the phrase.
What are you talking about?
In the safe was some kind of artifact. There were strange
Nice little artifact,
symbols
isn't
on
it?
its surface. It looked like the printer's blocks I'd made at art school. If there was one thing I'd learned about symbols, they are always important. But these symbols scratched into stone were impossible to read. I needed to find a way of printing them. At least the stone was round. But what could I use for ink? And what could I print
Say the
on?
phrase.
Sure, I was stealing, but I knew Imelda didn't know about the
Alright, use the
artifact.
blue paint,
And
spread it
Carchon was
over this
past
printing
carrying.
block, and go use the empty thing over there.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know what to do.
Well, she made it very, very obvious.
Yeah, she did. She did say, like, exactly what you had to do. So I think you go, like, this goes here.
I'd spread blue
Squeebs.
paint over the bottom of the tray.
It was ruined.
I was a very bad
Bad
girl,
girl.
but also quite a
Must be
clever one.
spanked. I think Imelda
What if
would
you had done
notice
that?
if this were full of paint. But, whatever. And also
What
if my
happened?
fingers were
I
bright.
did that
rolled the
earlier.
artifact in the paint until it was completely coated. I didn't need a sheet of blotting paper. An antique tray with
Okay,
paint
wait.
spread all over it. Not
Get
a
your
lot I could do.
items and click on the white thing. Open your items and use
No,
the
yeah.
cover thing.
I was trying to use the paper with...
Genius!
There we go.
The roller and the paint worked just as I planned.
But what
But
did
what
it
did
say?
it say? It was some kind of coded
Happy
message.
birthday!
It
Happy
read,
birthday!
Subjudice.
Happy birthday!
I may not have learned a lot as a journalist, but that was a term I knew well.
Dude,
It means a legal
you
case
turned
that is before the
66.
courts. Below it was a
Who turned
sequence of
66?
letters that made no sense.
this guy.
I suddenly realized there was a
60
connection
DS.
between the boat ticket and the coded message. The boat ticket was stamped Bateau de la Conciergerie. The Conciergerie on the Ile de la Cité, by the river, housed the ancient law codes. So, subjudice could in this case mean literally under the law codes, below the Conciergerie. I was pretty sure I'd found all I could here. And besides, all this opulence was making me pine for my regular life of poverty. This was a huge story. It was also one heck of a puzzle with a lot of pieces missing. But I was going to crack it. And if I could just remember the name of that fancy prize you get for being an ace journalist, I was definitely
The
going to win it this
prize.
time.
There's a prize for being a journalist.
Oh, the Nobel Vipers Award.
Man, there was nothing I could do with the light switch in there. What the heck? Can I just leave without talking to her again?
Leave.
Bye. I'm not talking to you ever again, lady.
Imelda,
I will do
Aw.
everything I can to find the killer.
Thank you, my dear.
And if the police ask,
Don't worry. You were never here.
sub judice was the key. I was going to have to find a way under the conciergerie. I decided to head straight for the quayside on the Ile de la Cité. If there was a way of getting under the conciergerie, it would have to be from there. Canchon wasn't the type for messing about on the river. He was up to
It's an
something
old
gambling.
game.
It's from
Something
the 90s.
that got him killed.
Alright, I'm gonna go to